There is so much going on right now, and there is so much to talk about. Not just product videos, but what's going on in our industry altogether. SUP, wing and foil, that's what we do here. That's what keeps us busy. I have been writing hundreds upon hundreds of emails, checking in with businesses in our SUP community, mainly up and down the German-speaking world. So this is a little bit a state of the industry video, and I also like to thank everybody that has already gotten back to me with their emails. I like to thank everybody that is continuing to support my channel and my work. It really means a lot to me, but I can tell you guys one thing for sure. The feedback that I'm getting right now from the industry is not so good. While I'm dealing with this, keeping things together, I still remind you guys, we are in Lahaina, and I'm looking at every day on my way to work at a burnt down city, driving past properties that are now getting cleaned. That gives us a lot of hope, and we see progression, but we are years away from any kind of normalcy. And in the meanwhile, we had an SUP industry that is suffering from a COVID hangover, overproduction paired with declining demand, leaving warehouses full and having companies choking down on inventory. That is what I've been hearing from the guys at the boat show a few months back, and this all trickles down to the retailers and to myself. And I want to see a little bit in detail what is happening here and how can we get through this. The first issue is that a lot of retailers are scared. Manufacturers are slashing their prices hard. We all by now heard the story about Fanatic sitting on 30,000 inflatable SUPs that needed to leave their warehouse and therefore dropping prices hard. This pressure in pricing makes it extremely hard for retailers to still have a margin and sell boards and actually be profitable. Next one was that all the big box stores started to jump on the bandwagon and sold dirt cheap, full-on SUP sets with pump and paddle and everything for $299. Who's gonna compete with that? Lots of those box stores have their own manufacturing, they have their own shipping facilities. Then another one was that after COVID, everybody started to spend their money on activities rather on toys. Now people want to go out to dinners, they want to go out on vacation, and they want to go buy experiences rather than buying a new toy. This has caused companies to have a massive overstock, particularly on the cheap inflatable side. On the contrary, we have to say that SUP races and SUP type festivals have massive gains in participationship. We look at the European SUP summer, it is so busy, there are so many races and there is great participation. So that is something that stands in complete contrary to actually the slump in sales on the retail and on the manufacturing side. To put a few things into numbers, I wrote roughly to 140 contacts across my area, and so far less than half has gotten back to me. And from those that have gotten back to me, more than half have had a positive feedback. I had the ones with the negative feedback are the ones that were kind of over the whole retail thing already anyways. They are either too old or they say they have some sort of a health problem. Other ones said they just can't afford the margins anymore and the rent is too high and people just don't buy their product anymore. Then I had the other ones, the ones that actually do rentals and the ones that also moved into wing and foil. So the stations that are actually somewhere on a location at the water. So companies or little stores that have water locations with rentals and tourists, they seem to be doing just fine. They do classes, they have schools, they have other means of income, and they're not somewhere just doing retail. They're diversified. But I'm telling you one thing, you guys, the amount of people that are actually ghosting me and are not returning my emails, it's quite amazing. It's amazing, and I keep writing emails for as much as it takes until I get an answer of the last and every one of them. But it sure is kind of a double-edged sword right now. We have races going through the roof every weekend, multiple races. Yes, the race sport is still very fragmented, and that's going to be a topic of another video, because that is also something that is starting to get a little bit difficult. We have different races, different tours, different organizations, just like the old yada yada, but that's a video for another time. And maybe it was right, during COVID a lot of people bought toys, and maybe some of them started to actively join the SUP sport. And I think that's a cool thing, because now we have more people racing. Think about it, like big box stores selling 50,000 inflatables. You would think that maybe 500 people of these 50,000 maybe think like, oh, this is cool, I want to compete in this, I want to do a sport, I want to maybe buy a hardboard someday. So maybe this whole inflatable avalanche, this whole inflatable flood maybe had some sort of a positive impact, and this is why the races are doing so well. For now, the good news is I got the budget for one print magazine that I am diligently working on, and of course I also gonna stay busy to keep you guys in the loop online with all the races, with all the products and all the news and everything that's going on in the SUP industry, wing and foil, and here on Maui. And I thank you guys for supporting this video. Click a like button, and we'll see you in the next video.